I tell you what, it's been a one hell of a week on the internet with all this GTA stuff that's been happening. I find it very funny that this hacker, once again, just keeps leaking shit. I know I've said for the past couple of videos that it's been mostly hackers. I've been using plural because originally I thought it was hackers, but I think I've been officially confirmed that it's one hacker in particular. I might as well give him his dues, and that's his name is Cyberleak. So Cyberleak has been doing all this GTA shenanigans stuff, and I want to talk about what the updates might have been. Now, of course, if you don't know, which I hope you haven't been spoiled yet, but even to this day, currently on August 24th, 2026, he's still leaking more stuff on the internet. So if I was you, I would try to stay off the internet. If you see anything GTA related, I would swipe immediately upwards. Unless you're really that desperate to see GTA gameplay. I mean, we're fitting to find out what it's gonna look like soon. So if you really are, if you can't help yourself, then maybe you should turn off your phone. Just kind of get away from the internet, because this whole thing, this whole shebang this whole balloon is popping. But there was one thing that I noticed. And that's what Take-Two is doing. Now, if you don't know, Take-Two is the higher up. This the corporation. That's the suits over Rockstar Games. They are sending subpoenas to Discord and X and Microsoft. Now, if you don't know what a subpoena is, it's basically a legal document. They're getting handouts. These big companies are getting handouts from Take-Two. What do these handouts, talk about? Well, they're mainly out to find the user, Cyberleak, and find his information. The only problem that I've currently have with this is that some of the names, and specifically Discord servers, that Discord was, a part of the subpoena that they were handed to. There were a lot of servers, including Dark Viper AU's server, which you don't know, Dark Viper AU is one of the biggest YouTubers in the community. I mean, Dark Viper AU is like the GTA guy at this point, you know what I mean? My personal feelings towards him aside, it's no doubt that he's a massive YouTuber. He has a massive audience, and he has a massive Discord server. Take-Two is basically handing them a handout, a legal documentation that says they have to give up all the user information of the people that are inside that server. That is a bad thing, okay? I don't give a fuck if your game gets released or not. Releasing the personal user data of thousands of people just to find the one hacker, I think, is a terrible idea. It doesn't matter if they have a legal it doesn't matter if they have a legal it doesn't, in my mind, it's a moral thing and a legal thing. I don't think it's morally right to impede on thousands of people's user data, their personal information, addresses and names and stuff, just to find this hacker. I just don't believe that shit. That is literally the definition of invasion of personal privacy. So I hope, for the love of God, that Discord fights back on this, because I have spoken about personal privacy in the past, not as much as maybe other YouTubers, but I have spoken about it because I am passionate about privacy. I think your privacy matters on the internet, especially in the age of AI and people who deep fake and steal your shit and all kinds of things. It's even worse that apparently the other day there was a leaked build of GTA 6 that was available on the internet. Well, it wasn't the leaked build at all. It was just malware, and probably thousands of people downloaded it and didn't even realize it, which is crazy as fuck to me. How stupid humanity has gotten to. Don't get me wrong. I talk about how stupid people are nowadays. It's very obvious at this point. But even if it takes a single iota, just a little bit of wiggling with that noodle up in your head, you might realize that the leaked build of GTA 6 was only about 100 gigabytes. And if you've ever played Red Dead 2 or GTA 5, even the remastered version, those games are gigantic. So why would you think that a build of GTA 6 that's available on the internet is the actual build? I don't know. But for whoever downloaded that build and got a bunch of malware, you kind of deserved it. Just a little bit. You kind of deserved it, because you should have been a little bit smarter than that, honestly. I mean, come on, really? You're gonna download this whole fucking game and you think that's good? No. Anyways, the point is, that whole story blew up. People were thinking that there was a build out there in the wild. They probably downloaded it. They got malware. You kind of get what you deserve. The point is, this is just a giant shit show. Rockstar is probably on fire right now. Like, maybe not Rockstar. I mean, they're probably pissed. Like, I still sympathize with the developers. I made that very clear in my previous video, and I want to double down on that perspective. I do feel sympathy for the developers. At the end of the day, I do feel bad for the people who are making the game itself. Of course. But I also made it very clear that I don't have any fucking support for Rockstar, like the big, like Take-Two, because Take-Two is greedy as fuck. They've done a lot of greedy shit over the past, like, year now, especially with the whole, physical games being gone and the game being expensive as hell and all this GTA Online bullshit, malarkey, whatever. I have made it very clear that two things can be right at the same time. I feel bad for the developers. This person, whoever this individual is, shouldn't have leaked the game, shouldn't be showing off story stuff, which I think is fucking just lame, just some small dick energy. However, Take-Two is also a really greedy, massive corporation, and they are doing scummy shit just as much as this guy does. So it's really just a battle of evils at this point. But the point of this video today is just to say, whether you think the CyberLeak is in the wrong or whether you think Take-Two's in the wrong, I don't think attacking innocent people by stealing their information without their consent is an obvious bad thing. I would hope most people would be in agreement with that. I know there's a lot of meat riders for GTA games on Twitter especially, but you gotta at least admit that maybe it's not a good idea to impede on people's personal information. Getting credit card informations and fucking addresses and real names and all these, things, that's kind of important to some people, just saying. But if this continues, then that's exactly what they're going to do. So I hope Microsoft, Discord, and Twitter, I hope they all fight back. Even the Discord user account that they put in the subpoena wasn't even the right Discord username. It wasn't even the right person. Whoever this hacker is, CyberLeak, and by the way, if you're watching this video, hi, how you doing? You're a fucking dick. Anyways, the point is, whoever this guy is, it is insane to me how smart he is at covering up his tracks. And I don't think he's going to bend the knee to Rockstar. If anything, it might be a possibility that the day that the gameplay gets revealed, which is this week, by the way, it's Thursday, we're 2 days away from it. It is a highly likely possibility that this guy might drop the actual build of the game before it even comes out, and months before it releases. And that's going to tank sales a lot. Like, it's going to punch, Take-Two in the balls with that kind of, with that kind of massive leak. Are you serious? It's insane to me. But I don't want to say they had it coming, but it's kind of like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you kind of get what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, they're dickheads, and, he's a dickhead too, and it's just like he's being even more dickhead to the dickheads. But I truly think if Rockstar keeps chasing this, if they keep sniffing on the ground and moving along and trying to find clues like they're fucking Scruff McGruff, I think we're going to get to a point where this guy might actually drop an entire build of this game. He might drop a whole fucking thing and just say, fuck it, we ball type of situation. Seriously, that might actually happen. And I hope it doesn't, because then thousands of people are going to download it, and then it's going to be all over. And it's going to take me fucking forever to avoid it until the actual game comes out. It's just going to be a whole mess. This is a mess on the horizon. Unless this guy gets caught, or this guy is nice enough to not spoil it for the millions of rest of us, or Rockstar is just going to keep pushing it and eventually he's going to drop it. I don't know. We don't even know if the guy has a build of the game at all. That's still up in the air right now. It's still hot air. We're not quite sure what is going on, what this guy has. All I know personally, if you want my opinion, right now, currently, I do think he just had a build of the game, possibly old, possibly new, or maybe he was sent footage via a third party or whatever. But I haven't been fully convinced that he has a full build of the game that at least has it's possible. Like I said, I'm not denying it. I just don't think currently that he has a full build of the game. He possibly has clips from a build that he had downloaded, and then he quickly deleted it as soon as possible, recorded all these clips, made this whole story up in his head, and he had this idea where he was going to drop new footage every day. Something like this could easily be planned. If you have nothing else left to do, if you don't have a job, if you ain't got shit to do, and you just want to be an asshole, and you're a pretty smart techno person, of course somebody can plan this and then have it all happen. Of course, sure. This guy has probably made millions of dollars off the cryptocurrency. It has grown in mass. I think it has like 30,000 investors currently. This guy is rolling in dough from all this leaking that's happening currently. It is insane how much money this guy has probably made off this leak alone, how much fame he's gotten, and I'm pretty sure he has covered his tracks to make sure that even if he does get caught, there will be no proof of evidence beyond just video clips and not even the full build of the game. That is possibly the future, and I think it's only going to happen far. I've got a tongue twist. Point is, sorry. The point is, I think this guy, the more that Rockstar keeps pissing him off, the more that Rockstar keeps turning up the nozzle, keep turning up the heat, eventually this guy might actually drop the whole build of the game, which is scary because then you're going to have millions of people who have a build of the game. It's going to be publicly available on PC. It doesn't matter what kind of DMCA you got or how many lawsuits you file. What are you going to do? Sue everybody? You know what I mean? This is just a shit show, man. And I like I said, I feel bad for the developers. I will forever feel bad for the developers. Because at the end of the day, this is a product, this is a piece of art that they made, they worked for years on. And I love creativity. I love video games for the artistic form that they are. However, Rockstar, Take-Two, are greedy fucking companies, okay? They are very greedy. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about anything but money. Money. This is all they give a shit about, okay? And they're going to try to cover up their tracks as much as possible to get this guy fucking, I don't know, castrated, ministrated, and just fucking wiped off. It's Thanos snapped out of existence as quick as possible before they leak the most biggest entertainment product of all time. That is the reality of the situation, and I personally don't have any sympathy for the suits and the multi-millionaire fucking the people who are running the show. I don't have any sympathy for people like that. I don't. Just like I don't have any sympathy for the hacker. I don't have any sympathy for him either. He's clearly a bullshit liar. He tried to hide behind a fucking fake cause that he didn't believe in and then sell a crypto scam. This is all just one massive... It has been a wild ride following this shit, man. It has been insane. I have been looking up videos, I've been watching, Penguins and Some Ordinary Gamers, just everybody talking about this. And it's insane to me that GTA 6 has this shit coming. I knew something. I knew leading up to the launch of GTA 6 that it wasn't going to be pretty. I knew something was going to happen. Something was going to happen. I wasn't truly sold that Rockstar had everything under control. I just don't. GTA leaks are something that happens very often. People are very aware of how Rockstar rolls, and I think they do it to themselves almost because of how quiet they are. They don't say anything. They don't do anything. They don't tell their fans shit. They probably don't even tell their own developers shit. It's just a very secluded private company. Don't say anything. They just drop glory and then they move on. That's the reality of Rockstar. But it is unfortunate that this hacker has gotten the build, and it is possible that he could potentially either leak the entire game or leak the entire prologue and, just show off everything before the game even comes out. And then it is going to become impossible for your average day Joe or person, or even like me, to avoid these things when you want to wait and actually play the full game. That sucks. I hate spoilers. Everybody hates spoilers, especially for the biggest game that people are anticipating for. And kudos to the game. From what I've seen, it looks great. I don't know if I've mentioned that in these past couple of videos over the week, but it looks great. It looks about what I expected. It's Red Dead 2, but GTA. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I've heard some gameplay mechanics shit, and I try to just I try to turn all that shit off because I'm just waiting for the game at this point, or at least the gameplay reveal, which is in a few days. So hopefully this hacker doesn't get pissed off enough or wants to be an even bigger jackass and drops something insane and it just spreads like wildfire. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do know that if Rockstar continues to hand out these subpoenas, which is the whole crux of this video, then leaking the information of probably thousands of people is not really cool in my book. I mean, that is terrible. That is terrible. I couldn't even imagine being the victim of something like that, and then just like my information just get thrown the fuck out there for everybody to see, all because I was in a Discord server where some loser was at leaking GTA 6 footage. I mean, I just could not imagine. That is insane. They are abusing their power to do this, and I hope that Discord in particular, because they're the one that's being affected by this most, even Microsoft, with like the subpoena even saying that like they can access things from your OneDrive files. Like, it's insane. That is fucking wild. That is way beyond intruding on people's personal privacy. All to find this leaker for a game that's been highly anticipated, which I understand. Like I said, they have the legal argument. But in my mind, they don't have the moral argument. That's just way too far, in my opinion. At that point, you gotta realize it's just a fucking game. You know what I mean? You gotta realize at some point it's just a fucking game. But of course, Take-Two isn't gonna recognize that. It's a product to sell, to make money. So if they lose any money, they're pissed. It ain't got nothing to do with the art form at that point. It's all about it being a product that they want to sell that's being tampered with. That's the reality. I hate that reality, but that's the reality. So both ends are getting screwed over at this point. I'm fucking livid watching all this shit. And if I was you, like I said, I would wait until the game comes out or when it gets a reveal, which is very, very soon at this point when this video goes live. So just wait, see how it goes. You know, if you want to buy it, you can. When the leaked version comes out, which it probably will, I wouldn't recommend downloading it. I'm not going to say anything about that. But the reality is, man, this is just insane. This leaker, whoever you are, goddamn, dude, you're good. You're fucking good. Like I said, you're good. I would love to see a video of Strauss Zelnick just putting a hit out on you, because that would be fucking funny. This is insane, man. But anyways, stay off the internet. You know, it's bad for you. Honestly, at this point, it's bad. I'm going insane. Try to avoid the leaks when you can, unless you just can't help yourself. And I mean, that's up to you. I've already discussed FOMO plenty times. You know, it's easy to stay away from shit like that. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.